Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio. It's Tuesday morning. A lot of people in the kingdom have been saying it for quite some time now. And despite, I think, best efforts from all parties, Jawan Taylor no longer a Chief.
Unless the guy has no sensitivity at all, he had to know he was going to be gone. Heck, I don't know what the ratio was, but it seemed like every time out, he's the right tackle on the Chiefs. He was called for, a false start or illegal positioning on the line or something like that. I mean, he was a disaster. And Jawan Taylor has been released. Now, that's really a kind of a premature statement to make because he can't be released until March the 11th. That's when the NFL opens its business year, so no dealing can be done then. Now, he's released unless there's a trade made for him, and that makes it altogether different. But regardless of that, March 11th will be the deadline, and he'll be released by then, and we'll see what happens. He'll get a job somewhere. Won't be with the Chiefs, and he'll take his illegal procedures or his false starts to some other team. But here's a guy. Played football at Florida, very good player at Florida, good player for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chiefs saw something in him, but whatever it was, it did not manifest itself in Kansas City.
And that happens, and the best of luck to him. I mean, he helped us do some good things, just as of late, too much money, and we need to every dollar we can get. And that saves $20 million in the cap.
It does, and it puts the Chiefs right now a little below the salary cap, which is right where they want to be. Now, that probably will change when certain manifestations of trades and free agents and so forth picks up, but nonetheless, they are right there on the cusp, and that's where they need to be.
It's crazy. Yesterday, I think around the time that you and I were together, I saw a notification. It was like Montgomery's not happy in Detroit, wanting to get out, and then within probably, I want to say 2 to 3 hours of that, I was like, yeah, I don't know why he wants to get out of there, but I can see if everything's kind of falling apart and he didn't like the scheme, and then boom, he's a Texan. It was pretty fast.
The Houston Texans think this is a pretty big deal, and hopefully for them that they're right. David Montgomery, a very good running back in his time, going to the Houston Texans for a pair of draft choices and an O-lineman named Juice Scruggs, with whom I'm not familiar at all. Anyway, Montgomery had 716 yards rushing this year, 8 touchdowns, had 158 carries. Okay, this is significant because that's down from what it had been. Montgomery's not a kid, folks. Iowa State product, and he will be starting his 8th year in the National Football League. That's 8 years as a running back, and that's really well beyond their prime. 4 years with the Chicago Bears, 3 with the Detroit Lions, and now the Houston Texans get him. Why would Detroit let him go? I think they see the slippage in numbers, and it is probably a circumstance in which they tell themselves, hey, this guy's probably beyond his prime now. Let's see what we can get for him. Well, the Texans do need somebody, and so do the Chiefs as far as that's concerned, but Houston wins that battle, and they get David Montgomery, and we'll see what he does for them in his 8th year in the NFL.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot of unknowns, and there's still a lot of time. And we got about a week before we can start what do we got? It's the franchise tag period is the 11th.
Ended yesterday.
Oh, it's done. So So I guess we're going to see some moves the next week before the drafts.
I think we'll probably see some suspected releases, but nothing can happen until March the 11th. Yeah, that's the key date.
Well, the official signings, that is. What were the spring training games yesterday?
Cardinals beat their campmates, the Florida Marlins, 3-2 with a run in the last of the 9th inning. Angels knocked off the Royals 5-4. And what's interesting is both these teams, I beg your pardon, the Royals will not, but the Cardinals will have coming up tomorrow a game against one of the World Baseball Classic teams. And this will be interesting because they're playing the Nicaragua team, which is, I think they have 1 or 2 Major League ball players on their team, but this is one of the teams that's entered in the WBC, which starts on Friday, and we'll see how the Cardinals' big club makes out.
Ned, stay right there. We got plenty of sports left to talk about down the road. I'll see you then. During spring training, there's also another baseball event coming up, and that is the World Classic.
It starts on Thursday in Asia, in Tokyo, and then for everybody else on Friday, and then continues right through the championships, which will be coming up next week. This is very interesting because this is another World Baseball Classic year. The interesting thing about the United States, which is favored this year, Japan, there have been 5 of them, and Japan has won 3 of these World Baseball Classics, and they're pretty doggone good, folks. But the USA is favored, and they have an all-star lineup. Aaron Judge is the team captain, and it's an all-star lineup, as you might expect. Thing about them is, though, they haven't really played together, and they won't until today. Well, today and tomorrow they'll have games together, see how the formulation of this team is going to be. The United States team will play the San Francisco Giants today, and they'll play the Colorado Rockies tomorrow, and then it's on to the Classic, which begins on Friday night. The U.S., there are 4 pools in this thing. One's in San Juan, Puerto Rico, one's in Tokyo, one in Miami, and one in Houston. And the United States team is playing in the Houston pod, and they will play Brazil in the first round on Friday night. So it all goes in. We'll see exactly what happens. It should be a lot of fun, and I'm looking to see how the USA team can gel. In spring training, Mike, pitching usually is ahead of hitting. That's just the ratio that it always seems to work. And if that is the case, then we'll see some low-scoring games where pitching will dominate. But that remains to be seen. The USA will start Logan Webb on Friday night against Brazil, and then Tariq Skubal, the Cy Young Award winner, will pitch against the second team the Bears play, and that's Great Britain on Saturday. There are also a couple of very big college games going on. Missouri State is playing down in Stillwater today against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And the Drury University team is going to Joplin to play Missouri Southern, and Southern is traditionally a very good Division II baseball team. Drury is having a really great year. The Bears are having a really great year. See what happens with their 2 big games coming up today.
Back to that World Classic, also on your note about Japan, just keep in mind they have some of the best Major League Baseball players on that team playing for them. So it's going to be some good competition.
Here you have Shohei Ohtani, and he's going to play against some of his teammates, and it's the way it works.
Your thoughts on the basketball rankings as we get closer and closer to this dance?
Well, I think they're pretty accurate. In men's competition, numbers 1 and 2 played last night. There's kind of a made-for-TV doubleheader as they are on Monday night. Number 1, of course, is Duke. Duke played North Carolina State. All these teams, Mike, it seems, in the Atlantic Coast Conference, it's not literally the case, but a whole bunch of them, the basketball powers, are in the state of North Carolina. Duke, of course, is in Durham. North Carolina State's in Raleigh. North Carolina's in Chapel Hill. Wake Forest is in Winston-Salem. So you have all these really top-level schools playing within each other. Duke played North Carolina State in Raleigh last night. Duke 93, North Carolina State 64. Duke is number 1, and they are a legitimate number 1. Number 2 team in America, the Arizona Wildcats, had a very slight slump a couple of weeks ago. They're out of that slump now. Played number 6 Iowa State, played them in Tucson. Arizona 73, Iowa State 57. We're in the final week of the regular season now. The tournaments all began. Missouri Valley Conference, which the Bears used to belong to, has their postseason tournament coming up this weekend. The Bears, meanwhile, are playing conference games. The Bears, when they play again, which is Thursday night, are looking to break a 7-game losing streak. Boy, that is not acceptable.
No.
All right.
Especially as we get closer and closer to the tournament that really matters. Ned, have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow.